Hello, I'm Tim Lawton, the Conservative parliamentary candidate for East Worthing and Shoreham in the election, and I hope I can count on your vote to get re-elected as your MP on December the 12th. Now, I'm going to be producing some short videos during the election campaign. Here are all my contact details. I really love to hear from you. I should be out and about, knocking on doors, holding meetings, speaking to people every day during the campaign, out and about as I always am. Now, the most important issue for me in this election, putting Brexit on one side, and the most important issue I've been campaigning on over the last few years is school funding. We were getting a rough deal for pupils in West Sussex because of an old funding formula brought in by the last Labour government. That has changed. So a few years ago, we got an additional £28 million to West Sussex schools, and the funding formula changed. A good start, but only a start. So I was really delighted when in the autumn spending statement, the Chancellor announced a record additional investment of £14 billion into the education system, with most of it going into our schools. And what that meant is the minimum amount of funding that every child in a secondary school will get will be at least £5,000, and in our primary schools at least £3,750, rising to £4,000 as from next year. Now that really benefits West Sussex schools because we for too long have been near the bottom of the table. This means we're going to get some of the biggest increases, and we're going to get the sort of funding for our pupils that I've been working with heads and governors and teachers and parents to get over the last few years, and that's really good news. And in addition, there were a number of one-off costs which schools are really struggling to pay, such as the pension increases for teachers. Those pension increases are going to be funded centrally by the Department for Education, so won't come out of these increases here. So that is really good news. And an additional £780 million as well going into special educational needs, which is something we need to do a lot more about. That's a 12% increase against this year's funding. Fantastic news. So what does it actually mean for our schools locally? Every single school will be seeing an increase. So anybody saying otherwise, look at the actual figures. And let's start at our outstanding, fantastic Shoreham Academy, where next year they will have a 4.38% increase per pupil funding. That means £5,045 per pupil in this school. Great news, only a start, but it means we're giving the schools the tools to produce fantastic outcomes that our pupils need and deserve.